the Feds paused their interest rates. Lots going on in the housing market with new builds. Jeremiah, I'm here with you again. Thank you for coming back for a third time for mid-month mortgage update. So let's go dive in and take a look. Welcome back. And Jeremiah, the Fed's paused interest rates. Does that mean we're done with interest rates going up? I'm going to have a 3% interest rate?
Yeah, can you believe it? No. But that basically means is the Fed feels that they have enough data to support pausing their rate hikes, just to see how all of the last 10 that they've done have manifested into the market. But they do meet again on July 25th and 26th, and there is a lot of data to show that they most likely will raise interest rates a quarter of a point at that point, if the data that comes out doesn't show favorable.
Got it. So we got to wait and see some of these reports and stuff that you've talked about on some of the other videos and check in on that. So, okay. So might not be quite done yet, but probably at least slowing down, right?
Yep.
So hopefully we kind of hit that, peak of.
Hopefully. We haven't seen interest rates really come down though in the last 5 or 6 weeks, just because there's so much volatility with inflation still. So that's why they wanted to pause, just to see how that goes. And if it goes well, we could see interest rates come down a little bit. But if it doesn't, they'll probably stay where they are for the remainder of the couple months.
Okay. And today's the 20th of June. If I were to come in today and say, Jeremiah, I'm ready to buy a house, what rates are we talking right now? We were back a couple years ago, 2-3% range. Yeah. Now where are we at?
I would say we're like low to mid sevens. If you Google mortgage rates today on a national average, it's 7.52, which is kind of a weird number, but right about 7.5. So that's a lot higher than 3. Yeah. But there's all sorts of ways to adjust your payment.
Yeah, I mean I've had lots of clients that are getting sellers to help pay to buy down their rate and getting. I mean, if they were to buy down, what are we seeing in a
Well, it depends. I mean, if you do like just a permanent buy down, you could probably get down into like the low 6s, maybe like 6%, maybe 5.99, depending on how many points we're talking about.
Okay.
But you can also do temporary buy downs where you could get like a 2% lower interest rate for the first year or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So might have some good potential there if you just need to. Putting all this money down, you want to have a lower payment for the first year or two, right? So, okay, awesome. And so hopefully, that'll answer some of your questions of where we're at there. We've seen a lot of inventory, and if you haven't watched my market updates, definitely make sure to watch it. I'll have that linked below. But we have an inventory crisis. People aren't listing their homes, but I saw a report this morning actually that said that new build permits were a lot higher than expected, right?
Yeah. So new build permits for May came out at 1.631 million new homes.
Wow, that's a lot of homes.
That's crazy, right? That's the highest since May of 2022. And then there's another figure that says it's the highest in comparison to like the last 10 years or something like that since 1990. Or all these different things. So it's like the highest amount that we've seen in a really long time. So it's good because, like you said, a lot of sellers don't want to sell their house because they're, married to a 2 or 3% interest rate.
Who wants to give that up?
No one does, right? But someone's got to make up the surplus because, like you said, we have like no inventory. So the builders have to take it on, and they feel comfortable to do that now.
Okay, so yeah, if you're stressed about looking for homes, there might be some options in new builds. And do you offer new build type properties? If I'm going to Toll Brothers, Lennar, things like that, you can help them?
We'll do all sorts of new construction loans, and we just got a construction loan.
Okay, awesome.
So all sorts of products for you.
Very cool. So Jeremiah, that was some really good information. Anything else those people out there need to know about, or are we kind of just sitting tight and wait until that July meeting and seeing what they say there, right?
Yeah, we're just going to sit tight until the end of July, but for right now, just, it's still a good time to buy, so reach out to one of us or your trusted partners to look into your options.
And, before we go, I wanted to point out one cool thing if people do like to know. One thing, I follow you on Instagram, which if you're not following him on Instagram, follow him on Instagram. I'll put his handle right here.
Right there.
You put out some really good information of kind of like the likelihood of our rates going to go up and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So definitely, if you're not following him, follow him and get some great info on what's happening on chances of interest rates and stuff.
Yep, I do a story about every other day, so just stay tuned and just follow my handle.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jeremiah, for all the good info. Always a pleasure, and we'll see you in a month again for our mid-month mortgage update.
Yep, have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.